get your hands up. Yo, Van City, stand up. Yeah, yeah. B-A-N-C-I-T-Y, stand up. Yeah, do it, get your hands in the sky. O-N-B-O-I-N-G, collective. It's the A-L-I-T-E. Van City, on point. Van City, on point. Van City.
On Point Podcast, Alite, Queezi, Queezi. Yo, we got a very special guest today.
Big ups.
Van City representative.
Yeah.
My name is Junk. Junk, what's good, man?
Tell them what's up.
Yo, I got two of my ribs are out. I'm on some
shit.
Marilyn Manson shit from like 1996. Fucking,
Uh-oh.
we out here. But I'm blessed
geez.
to you guys to be on your guys' show, and thanks for having me. Thank
Yeah,
you.
man. We see that you're out in sunny California right now. So you
Yeah,
got your
bro.
own private spot overlooking the bridge there.
Golden Gate Bridge.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's right.
Right on,
I'm
brother.
living good.
So let's so this is the On Point Podcast, and we talk about hip hop, strictly hip hop, and everything that has to kind of do with it.
Yeah.
And so I was talking to my man
Awesome.
here, Alite, and I've been chatting him up for a while about you because I've been following you
Yeah.
lots over the last few years now.
No,
and,
I know, and I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I appreciate
man.
your support, man. A lot.
Respect.
Seriously.
I appreciate your hustle, your
Mhm.
grind, what you're doing. And so I was like, we got to get this guy on, man, because you just dropped a new album. It's an album you dropped with another homie, Young Stitch. But you know, we want to talk to you about your career as much as you can. So yeah, let's get into it, man.
Yeah, well,
I'm
I mean,
here.
you
Let's
kind of have to be like, if you're a hip hop fan in the city and you haven't heard Junk, you're kind of sleeping on what's happening in hip hop. So
That's for
I
sure.
think it's cool to have somebody local.
Yep.
That's really picking up some steam and moving outside of like what's considered the scene.
Yep.
Right. So we kind of did a deep dive into your catalog, into some of the things that you've done. And one thing I want to start with, which is unique, because hip hop is really multicultural.
Yes.
Is you have a song where you spit in 3 different languages.
Yeah, it's called 3 for real original.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I mean,
Matter.
you don't really have to say much more than that, right? So where did the motivation come from to be able to spit in all 3 languages?
I mean, English is my last language I learned. So I'm fluent in German and Italian. And I just figured, you know what, I'll tell you where the motivation came from. I think when I was out touring with Snack in Europe multiple times in 2016, 2017, 2018, I was like, every time because you know, in Europe, everyone speaks so many different languages in each country. Like in Switzerland, they speak Italian and German, and in Sweden, they understand German, in Holland. So every time we go to one of these countries and I'd be on before Snack, I just start like trying to go in my native language, and then people would just be losing it. Oh, crazy.
Yes.
He speaks German. So I'm like, man, I got to do a song like this. I think that's where the inspiration came from. So then when I came back, I laced a record like that just to kind of encapsulate that, that energy. Cause I noticed it was when I did that, like I'd rap, let's say I'd have a 30-minute set before a Snack, rap for 20 minutes, do all my songs, blah, blah, blah. And then I'd take my sweater off and have like the local jersey of that particular city, and then rap in that language of that town. And people would be like, what? It's great. So I was like, okay, I gotta flex my trilingual abilities more. So I think that's where the inspiration came from.
Awesome, man. Well, yeah, you got to set yourself apart from everybody else, man.
Yeah.
And harness, you know, if those are your natural abilities, and harness them and use them, right? Like we appreciate that. We love that when we hear people mix it up. So the 3 languages are what are they? The 3 languages in that song, just so people know.
Well, obviously English, and then German and Italian.
So do you want to go on to the next one?
Yeah, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
When you say English is your last one,
Yeah.
what is that all about? Because I know what that's all about. So you know, Canada, Van City is not the first place that you're from, right?
No, I'm born in Germany.
Okay.
And then my mom's German, my dad's Italian. He still lives in Italy. So and that, you know, that's segue to me and my mom. They got separated early age. So I bounced between Germany and Italy back and forth. And then 94 or something like that, came over here. 93, 94, came to the Kootenays, like Nelson, British Columbia. It's real remote. I don't know if you heard of it, but that's where I headed to there. And then, and then I made it to Vancouver, and I was like 17, 18, because I wanted to pursue, I was doing music, but small town. I was like, I got to go somewhere where it's, you know, there's an actual industry and a scene. So I came to Vancouver for that reason.
Nice.
You know, started battling and started trying to break my bones and making credibility and, you know, get my name out there in the battle circuit. And that's what I did. So, yeah.
Awesome, man.
Yeah. So for me, like a big part of how we became MCs is being a part of, like, you know, being part of the protest, being part of the struggle, putting raps together specifically based on our beliefs.
Yes.
Like not even who we were, just like what we were believing in and the causes we. So the political thing is huge for me. And you got the song where you make a war rap. No, it's dope. It's dope. Yell in Silence. Yell in Silence, where you make war references.
Yell in Silence, okay.
And there's like a legendary like Kemp and Gary with the Supersonic. So you obviously have the 90s mind frame when you approach lyrics, right? And
big time. I mean, I'm an 86 baby.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I grew up in the 90s. Ninja Turtles, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant.
And I definitely hear that. I hear that all throughout, 100%. All throughout. And it also seems like that's like your foundation too. Would you say that that's like a foundation of your lyrical style, of your style, is like kind of that era of hip hop?
100%. Oh, nice. Yeah, 100%. Also, not just my foundation for that era of hip hop, also my foundation for English. You know,
yes,
the Kobe's and the early watching basketball, listening to announcers, like learning, oh, Kobe Bryant. And then it's like, oh, Kobe speaks Italian. He's like me. Oh, sick. And then you dive into more of the mind frame of these people. So it's like for everything is my foundation of being North American. You know what I mean? Like rap music, NBA, we'll make movies, pop culture in the 90s over here. So yeah, that for sure. It's my foundation 100%. But I also tend to love that era of hip hop the most, you know, the 94 to 98 is like my favorite years of hip hop. 93, 98. Those are for me, my goal. Those are my favorites for me.
Where does the social commentary come from? Because you obviously have some political commentary in your hip hop as well. And it's dope when people can take political content and make it listenable. It's not like a lesson. You're not scolding people, but you're making sure that you get your impression out there.
No, for sure. I mean, I grew up listening to a lot of I grew up listening to Public Enemy and NWA, and you know what I mean, which is super heavy political commentary. So, but I also like come from my background, like living in when I was living in Berlin, I'd see so many riots, like on Hitler's birthday, which I think is 420, April 420, oddly enough. In Berlin, there'd be Nazis on the street celebrating Hitler's birthday, you know, and they're out there just full-fledged. Then there'd be the other side, which was be like me and my mom and all her friends. Like I was a little kid, but they were just anti-authoritarianism, anti-everything. Fuck the Nazis. They're throwing Molotov cocktails at them and just wild wars in the streets, basically riots in the streets. So it's like, I could see that like fight between right and wrong. Like, you know, like these guys, these are oppressors. These are fucking racist pieces of shit, skinheads, lost, confused people. We're fighting the system. We're fighting these assholes. So I was always on the side of that side. So I think that and like just, you know, coming here, not speaking English, being bullied, all that stuff's cliche to say, but like I get it, like from a different place, not the same. Kids are assholes, they pick on you. So I kind of like felt that, like that migrating to a new place. Who the fuck is this kid? I had long hair, Motorhead t-shirts, spoke German and Italian, you know. So it's like, so I think it was just part of who I am. And I've seen a lot of that shit on the streets too. Like when I was a little child, full on people with eyeballs hanging out of their head and shit. Crazy, like, you know, and this is real.
We ain't said shit. So we ain't saying shit out here, man. So we don't know. Right. So that's another thing that really drew me to your music, right? Was that you're able to incorporate these messages, you know, in this wisdom that you know, of this, your experience so far. Right. One thing I want to ask is like, so you talk about your mom and, you know, having a big influence in your life and kind of the music that she listened to, right? So, you know, I read a little bit about that you're influenced by the punk and the hard rock, right? Was it like, so talk about when that. Go on.
For sure, big time. No, go ahead.
So I wanted to say, like, so at that time you're immigrating from, you know, overseas to Canada, and you're listening to this music. When do you find hip hop? When does hip hop first introduce itself to you?
Sure. Hip hop actually was my cousin's when I was still living in Germany. My cousin, my older cousin, he was like maybe 14. He introduced me to Ice Cube and NWA and Public Enemy. And I was like, what the fuck is this? And that's when like music videos are so big on MTV. That's when like rap started going wild. Like just in the 92, 93, it was, you know, Ice-T, Body Count, and Ice Cube, NWA, Public Enemy was huge. Aerosmith and all that shit with Run DMC.
Yes.
Like the videos were just so backlogged of that. And I was like, it was new. And on the TV, I'm like, I liked it. And then, but I didn't know what they were saying, but I liked it. And I just liked, I don't know, felt raw to me. I guess, I don't know. I was like a 7-year-old. So I don't know. I didn't even know the term raw, but looking back now, I was like, I don't know. I could identify with it. Then while I was checking that out, I moved to, you know, the mecca of, you know, rap music, hip hop is North America. Yeah. So obviously when I came here, everyone's like, that was it. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm really in it now. So now I'm listening and I'm learning the language and I'm hearing what they're saying. So I just identified with it, and the rest is history. But I think I also drew connection to all those early groups. And it was Wu-Tang and Mobb Deep, but that's also like kind of revolutionary music and almost like political commentary too, but just from like where they were at, you know what I mean? So, but punk, kind of like my dad's in the punk scene. Like he's a musician,
drummer, right? He was a drummer.
You know, that's where he's a drummer. Mm-hmm. He plays everything, but they were heavy. Like my dad wore mascara and had mohawks and fucking his craziness, like real from that era too. But what he always says to me is like, you know, punk music, like hip hop is just punk music 20 years before. Like it was just counterculture, you know what I mean? So it's like, he's like, if I was your age and I grew up over there, I would like rap too, because it's the same shit I was doing. It's just a different kind of thing. So the bridge between both were just natural, I think. Awesome, you know, I mean, and we're not talking, you know, we're not talking Little Yachty here. We're talking, we're talking the foundation. We're talking to Ice Cubes and Public Enemies here, you know, Ice-T's and shit. This is.
Do you still listen to Ice Cube? Do you still listen to Ice-T today? Like, do you go back and listen to the old school tunes?
I do. I just listened to a whole Body Count album 2 days ago, and my wife just crazy. I do for sure. Not as much. It's not my go-to, but sometimes I'm like, I hear an old song and I'm like, damn. Yeah, it reminds me of another old song, so I'll go check that album out. But for sure.
Awesome, man. Yeah, that's funny, man. Ice-T is one of my early influences.
Well, you mentioned Lil Yachty, and I know you take a couple shots of mumble rappers on your albums, which I think is dope as well. Because the way I see it in hip hop is all about saying shit the way it's meant to be said. That's kind of what we are as MCs. We look at things and we fucking call it out, and we just talk the shit that we're supposed to talk. So when you see mumble rap, you obviously have a foundation in this hip hop. When you look at mumble rap, are you disgruntled? Does it bother you? Or you kind of like, just fuck it, they can't fuck with me anyways?
To be honest, man, it doesn't even. I listen to a lot of mumble rap. You
kind of have to, you know.
I listen to it because it doesn't. It bothers me because what bothers me is the people that listen to it now, is the younger generation that listen to only that and discredit the Nas's and it's like, man, Jesus, like that bothers me. That's why I make music, to be like, wake up. It's not all about sipping lean and what fucking Gucci belt you got on, you know what I mean? Or the stacks of money to your ear. Like, listen, there's stuff that actually can uplift you and get, you know, like put you on the right path. Yeah. So that bothers me. But then again, I also understand, look at the world we're living in. Who wants to listen to Immortal Technique talk to you for 3 hours in your headphones when the world's crazy? You want to just have some fun too. So I get it. And that's so everything has a purpose and fits, but it's just like, if you break down I'm a lyricist. So if you break down the lyrics, if you take 90% of the songs that are coming out today from these young cats and you just like put them on paper and read them, it's like, wow, damn. They all have the same vocabulary and they're saying the same shit, and it's not good things. It's not uplifting shit. No, it's terrible shit. It's basically saying do heroin and buy things by rich white European men and give them more money. That's it. So what are you guys fighting here? Like, it's lost the fight, you know? It's lost that punk feel. Like, I don't like that shit. That's what I don't like.
Do you think as a white artist you're
held up, tripping?
Well, do you think as a white artist you're held up to a different kind of scrutiny because you approach the pen game as a bar spitter? So do you think you're held up to a different kind of scrutiny being a white guy in hip hop?
Yes and a no, I guess. I don't know. Eminem went through that, obviously. You know what I mean? And I hate that comparison so much. It makes me sick. But
do you feel like you have to hold yourself to a higher level of accountability because we are guests, right? Like even me and Elite, right?
Sure.
We're guests too, right? We're Fijian
100%.
or you know, so we feel like we were talking about this before the interview, right? Because we're like, so I feel like I've had an easier time in the game moving around and doing stuff. You know, so I would be interested to hear about yourself because of where we know where your roots are from and how you came here and how you grew up, right?
For sure. Well, I mean, I'm white, so sadly the world favors me. It just is what it is. I didn't make the rules, and I know this, and I'm not going to say. And also, and I seen a sign the other day, and it says, "Are you racist if you say you don't see color?" That's a big sign on the side of the road.
I've seen that. I've seen that. Yeah.
Where fuck? Yeah. I don't know where I was going. I was going somewhere. Are you racist? And I was like, no, you're not racist if you say you don't see color. It just means you're fucking blind. You know what I mean? Like colors exist and people are treated differently. And it's just so
it's a real thing.
Do I hold myself to a higher
because of the culture of hip hop? That's what I'm asking.
No, I want to do right. That's what I'm saying. I want to do right by the culture. And so I want to be but nowadays in such a touch, like if I speak on something, which I do, and I do through my music, it's like, it's a lot of scrutiny because it just, people, it's okay to be angry today. And so people just get angry at anything, you know what I mean? And it's like, damn, and that like will limit the voice of people that are maybe not as, have as thick skin to say stuff. And like, I'm white. So like primarily my fan base is white. So when I say, yo, don't be idiots, love everybody and fucking treat everyone with respect, that's me saying something good to people of a white audience. So it's like, and then people are shitting on that. It's like, you shouldn't be speaking on issues of race or this and that. It's like, I don't think that's true. I should be speaking on issues of that because my listeners maybe will be like, yeah, word. I believe what this guy's saying, word up. So it's like,
and
I don't know, it's a really touchy subject.
It is touchy. And I'll be the first to admit that there was a time when I was going through my emotions in becoming an MC and rapping and defining myself and whatnot. It was like, oh, you know, the color game, right? And you know, who's this, who's that? But really, like, that's a question I ask everybody is like, there's the culture of hip hop, right? And then there's everything else that you can benefit from off of hip hop, right? But there's like the, the 4 elements. Like, how important are the 4 elements to you? Did you ever try your hand at any of the other, you know, the other? Did. Yeah. Tell us about that.
I sucked.
So
no, I did. I suck. Obviously, I'm not doing I tried break dancing, horrible, bro. But I did graffiti. I did some graffiti. And Iris, I used to tag IRIS. Iris. That was my tag.
Did you run with
I did
the crew?
that. Tagged some trains. No, because that was like when I was still in Nelson. So we were just like literally there was a train yard at night. We hopped the fence into the train yard. I have huge, hideous pieces that say Iris, like full carts, full Iris. And it's just so ugly. But it's like I did that. So it's like I try to do that.
Yeah.
Breakdancing, I tried.
No.
No, not good. No, I definitely appreciate all the elements. There's more than 4 elements, but
we talked about that.
Not too, really.
Like 50 million elements, but 4 real ones.
For sure. The foundation elements was 4.
Elite wanted to get into your name. So Junk, tell us about the name Junk. My name is Junk. When I first met you, I met you at like Stroker Studio, and that's when I first met you by Junk. You were back with Northwest Division, right? So I met you and Hungry. That's back in the day.
Yeah.
So
we got a new album dropping next month.
Yes,
by the way.
I've been seeing you promote that one online. Yeah, man. Excited for that, man. So tell us about your name, man. Like, because we this is like you know, Queezi. We know how I got the name Queezi. He knows how we got the name Elite. So tell us how you got the name Junk. Did somebody give it to you? Did you make it yourself? Like what?
It was kind of a half and half thing. I kind of gave it to myself, and it was kind of given to me. So when I was mad young, like 12, 13, I was already rapping at like little house parties and shit like that, right? In school. And I played a lot of soccer, played a lot of basketball. Back then I was like really just partying to drinking and being a degenerate kid early on. I was just giving her, and everything I did, I was just giving her all the time. And then one time we were at a party, my homie's like, man, you're just a junkie of everything. Just like everything you do, you just, and I'm like, and I'm like, yeah. I remember saying like, yeah, I'm the junkie juggler. He's like, yeah, you are the junkie juggler. You juggle everything that you're addicted to, kind of and the reason I said that is because my dad's side, we were jesters. And like clowns for barons and kings, 700. This is real facts, 700 years ago. That's why I have this shit, the clowns and jesters tattooed on my body.
Yeah.
They're all like, that symbolizes like my dad's side of the history, like his dad and blah, blah, blah. They were all generations back. They were literally clowns for kings and queens. So I'm like, that works for me. So I just said, yeah, I'm the junkie juggler. So that was my first rap name. It was Junkie Juggler. But then I rapped with that for a while, and then everyone's like, junkie. Yeah, I was like, that's a little harsh. And it's like, I want to take it more serious. I want to take it more serious, but I just can't. And when I was like 16, I'm like, I don't think I can use this name, because a 40-year-old mom who has got a 17-year-old kid, and the kid's listening to, who you listening to, son?
Junkie.
Turn that shit off. You know what I mean? It's not good. Man. So I'm like, so just cut it to junk, and my homies just started calling me junk, like in the little local raps. Yo, junk. So I was like, I'm going with that. So that is really the origin of the shit. Then obviously I adopted a bunch of other like reasons for it and whatnot. But yeah, so it comes from that. And I still am, and I still fiend for it. And also, but now I've turned it into like, many people be like, why would you call yourself that? Like, it's like calling yourself trash. And I'm like, yeah, but you know what? It just makes me have to prove myself to everyone that doesn't know me every time. So it'll keep me sharp forever. You know what I mean? Who's calling themselves garbage, basically? A guy that obviously is confident or has something to prove. And I do every time. So it's kind of like, oh, you don't think I'm dope? Watch this. You know what I mean? That's kind of my thing now. So
it's dope. So one more thing I want to touch on before we get you out of here. Lion eat.
It's okay. I got a little bit of, I'm good.
Okay, dope.
Oh, good, dope.
So
let's talk about that album.
I got another 15.
Okay, dope.
I got another 15.
Yeah, we want to talk about
for sure. Then
we want to talk about the new album, Lions Eat Goats. You know?
Yeah, where did the title come from?
Yeah,
the title itself is pretty bold.
Sick.
I came up with that, to be honest. We did a song. But fast forward, we did a song a couple years ago, No Ragu. It's like, okay, and it was like. And we beasted on that. We got a lot of comments back. You guys are beasts. Just keep hearing beasts.
Was this your first partnership with Young Stitch, right?
Youngst. Yeah, it was. And that was 2019. Starcore beat. I was like, yo, we got to work on music, bro. You're spitting crazy shit.
Yeah.
So we did that song. Then this is really like condensing the whole story. I basically got Stitch signed to Stealth Bomb because I was like, Snack, you want me back on the team for the revised 2.0 roster of Stealth Bomb? Sign this kid too. Boom. Did it. Then we're like, okay, we're gonna make this album because people are like, you guys need to make more music. That one song was so hard. So we're like, fuck it, let's do it. Now we're on the label. Let's make this album.
How long was that?
And then
sorry to cut you off. Keep going, John.
The what? No, it's all good.
I was just gonna say, how long was the Lion Eats Goats like to come together? Like, was that start back then? In 2019, or was that something you guys just thought up?
No, we made that album in like 3 months, to be honest, over voice memos, notes, and FaceTime. He was in Toronto, I was here. We put it together pretty fast. But so the name came from, I've just been personally bothered that like a guy drops his first song and then his homie, you're goat. Everyone's a goat. Everyone's the greatest of all time. Everywhere too, in every category. This guy's the goat. How can everyone be the goat? This is
we're having the same conversation.
So us being, everybody's a goat. I'm like, man, you know what? And then people are like, man, Junk, you're the goat. Stitch, you're the goat. We're like, which one is it? Who's the goat? Like, don't call me goat. Basically, this was our way of being like, we're gonna team up. We're gonna change the phrase, like
the narrative.
We're lions. You guys can be goats. We're gonna maul these goats. You're the greatest of all time. Well, we're gonna snack on your necks. So, and the whole album is it's an assault. So it's kind of like we're beasts. We're beyond goats. Don't call us goats. You guys can stay your goats. We'll be the lions, quietly feasting, but we'll demolish you. So that's really where it came from.
Awesome, man.
And then we made another song called we made a song called Lamb's Blood after No Ragu, which is like a precursor to the album. So it all kind of fit in. No Ragu means no beef. Lamb's blood, lionsy goats. It was just like carnage on record. So it just made sense. You know what I mean?
No, it's funny how you said that that it was an assault, because the question I wrote down was literally the whole album seems like an attack track.
Yes.
The whole album seems like you are attacking somebody. It may not
There
be somebody,
is, but there
it may not
isn't.
be. Yeah.
There's some songs that I'm like,
Oh, you're making me laugh.
So it may
My
not
ribs
be,
hurt from
may not be
laughing.
somebody specifically, but is there someone specifically that you're looking at saying, "Fuck these clowns"?
inquiring minds want to know.
I'm coming at your throat.
Yeah, all of everyone. Exactly, it's everyone. That's why it's to everyone. If you feel offended by it, it's for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Facts.
That's what I tell him, man. Like every track that I pen, everything that I'm writing is got to be better than the last one. It's got to be a message. It's got to be you know, let everybody know, hey man, I'm here to stay and I'm not going anywhere, right? Yeah. So if you okay, so I want to know about Only Human. That's a track. I'm really digging that track. Talk to me about that track. So if this album's about a lyrical assault, what's this track all about? How does this fit in the album then?
Yeah, well, I mean, see, that's so. I think what we wanted to do. First, we were gonna do an EP, and then we're like, nah, man, we got to make an album here. Snack was actually like, dude, make an album, make it touch on more. We basically have a song for everything. We have a song. See, we have a song before that is "We're the Shit," very braggadocious, crazy, double entendre, triple entendres, punchlines, metaphors. Then the song after that is, we're just all humans. We're all making mistakes, even us. We're all vulnerable. Like, don't trust anyone. Don't trust yourself sometimes. And so it's like the complete polar opposite of being very confident. It's like, damn, I'm also I might be making a mistake by making that last song. Here I am. And then so it's like a whole juxtaposition to like, okay, here I am, my confidence. I'm still confident, but I know I can be vulnerable and I can make mistakes too. So it's just like showing the human side.
Very
hence the Only Human song title.
Very
no, everything was. We got a song about, and then we got songs about like, oh, women a lot. You know, let's have fun. And then so it's like, oh, I've been so done wrong by women. Then we have a song like, I've done so much wrong to people. Then it's a song of like, I'm just tearing through everybody. So it's like, it's just human emotions. Everyone has all that. Not everyone is one thing. You know what I mean? We're all flawed. We're all good.
I really feel like
horrible.
that. Like
so
you're
that's
somebody,
what it was. Try to put that on
an
record.
artist who's living their life through their music. Like I really feel like that when I'm listening to you, sure. and so yeah, like that is so. How important is that? Like music all day, every day. How do you practice? How do you get in the zone? Like how are you thinking about songs, concepts? Like is it just something that happens? Does something touch your brain? Does your hand come alive? What is it?
You know, you know how it is. It's all the above, bro.
Okay, man.
I could write a song after this because it's something you said 3 seconds ago. I could be, oh yeah, that's true. He touched on that. Why did I write that song? Okay, I'm going in. So I don't know. Everything, walking on the beach, sitting at home, being hurt, reading a book, whatever, it all, I draw from all of it. But it's always, like you said, it's always from real stuff. Like, that's why that's why my favorite stuff is the Nas's and the Mobb Deeps and the J's from their earlier, because it's like, it wasn't created just for the sake of saying it. It's like, you can feel that, you can hear that. Something. And same with the early Eminem. Yeah, and it was like what they were saying was what they were going through or what they went through. So it's like, I'm always going to do that type of music for sure. But I don't know how to make stuff that's not really what's happening in my life. Like I don't draw from, I draw from other people's like, pain or like something. So, my homies just bought a Benz, word. I'm going to put that in a bar. Not me. My homie just copped the Benz. It's great, but it's still something real that I saw.
I want to know something real. Yeah. How does it feel breaking 1 million streams, man? On one of your earlier tracks on that one track there.
Oh yeah, that was yep, that's This Is My World. Well, that's the power of Merc.
Yeah.
The guy's so popular, so popping. So shout out to Merc. But yeah, it felt great, bro. I mean, that song is crazy. I still do it to this day when the shows are happening. I've always done it because people love that joint. So no, it feels really nice, man. Feels nice. I'm not the biggest artist, bro. So cracking 1 million on a song for me was really nice for me. It's a nice milestone for sure.
Yeah. Gives guys like, myself something to look forward to, right? Keep pushing, keep pressing, grinding, putting on music, content.
Just keep making.
Like, yeah, that's it. You're heavy out there, man. You got like, your catalog is stacked, you got versatility, collaborations. Like, is that what it takes to move to the next level?
I mean, I don't even know. I just go, bro. I don't. I think so. I think obviously, like you said, in now today's era. But I was just having this conversation. It's a blessing and a curse because you can put out, if you put out shit all the time, yes, traction will be there, and people be like, "Damn, he's working," which everyone says about me. Damn, he's working. Damn, he's working. But after a while of like, because I've been going hard for like 4 years, putting out singles, collabs, this, that, videos. But I'm starting to notice, like, even my, like, if I put out something every week, it's like, meh, the fan will be like, oh, I didn't hear that last junk one, but I know he's dropping something next week, so it's all good. So it's like, I think I'm at the point where it's like, damn, dude, I put out so much stuff that I'm going to start not creatively toning it down, but output, just toning it down a little bit, because and I noticed that with my, like, with artists that I really like, when they drop shit all the time, I'm like, I listen to it and that's it. And then I don't listen to it again because I know they have other shit dropping. It's like, man, I want you to take it in for like a month or two. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's a fine line between pushing and then also devaluing yourself, because they know, like, if you got $500 and a shoe costs $1 and it drops every week, you're going to wear that one shoe that you bought first week one time. Then it's the next shoe. So it's like, does it make sense to do that anymore? You know what I mean? I don't know.
But you need anticipation, right? People need to anticipate. There's got to be some delayed gratification in the process. What's a guilty pleasure for you right now that you know is whack, but you love listening to?
That I know is whack?
You're on the ticket.
But you really enjoy listening to still.
Oh, musically. Yeah. I thought like,
wait. I mean, you could get into that too if you want, homie.
No, because my vices aren't whack. Well, I'm like pretty into gambling, like really badly. That's fucking horrible. But I've been playing poker, but I've been making money on. But for music, oh damn, guilty pleasure. That I know is whack. Hold on, that's funny. Oh damn, dude. I don't know. That's a horrible question.
You know what? It's funny. It's funny. I asked you this because I have an 18-year-old son.
Yeah.
And there's stuff in his playlist that we both know are whack, but he still listens to anyways. What? Because like, so he's got some what's that dude's name? Oh my god. You mentioned him, Little Yachty.
Little Yachty.
What's the dude that's from Atlanta, but originally from the UK?
Oh, Savage, 21 Savage.
Yeah,
21 Savage. Yeah.
I
like 21 Savage.
Okay, yeah. So here's the thing, okay?
I like 21 Savage.
My bubble is kind of small when it comes to hip hop, and
it's all good.
When these guys get into the whole mumble, and it sounds like you're like regurgitating words rather than spitting bars. Yeah, he'll play it, and we look at each other. We both know it's whack, but it's just something that you just gotta take in because it's
So I don't listen to whack shit, bro. And if I do, I don't tell nobody.
Yeah. No. I mean, I would tell you right now because it makes for good listening. I mean, yeah, no, I like 21 Savage. Damn, bro, I'm just trying to think like real left field. It's horrible. What do I listen to? Yeah, I don't really listen to whack stuff. I don't know. Maybe it's whack to others.
Who's in your playlist right now that's inspiring you then?
Okay, that's a good one. Playlist right now. Black Thought is always in my playlist. I always listen to
Black Thought in there, him? Yeah.
I always listen. That's my favorite rapper.
Yeah.
But okay, let's go with Black Thought. Obviously, I've been going hard on the DMX just because the circumstances of revisiting all the old stuff is kind of sad, man.
For sure.
What an artist though. And then but I've been going hard on Griselda, really listening to Griselda a lot. Like I love those dudes. And then I'd probably say I mean Jay-Z's constant. Jay-Z and Nas for me are always constant. And then Schoolboy Q is huge for me in my playlist. But I'd say like Griselda and to be honest, the music I listen to most right now is Euro house. I don't even listen to rap that much. It's just like get me away from everything, bro.
Yeah,
for real. Been listening to that. So maybe there you go. There's your answer. That's whack. If you guys think that's whack, I've been listening to a lot of Euro house music and just some Jamaican house music too. Jamaican house is crazy. So
That's crazy.
You.
that's what I've been listening to.
So what are you working on right now? What's
next?
What's going on right now with you musically?
Oh, we got this. I'm shooting a video next week here with Hungry. So new Northwest Division album, first one in 5 years. That's coming out. It's done. It's mixed, mastered. We're just shooting the videos and doing the art for it now and just getting it ready for rollout. That'll be out in May, probably the first video and stuff. And probably the album end of May. So that's a lookout for that Northwest Division album, me and Hungry. And then and I got a couple other videos and collabs and singles dropping too that are in the chamber, ready to go here and there. And then I'm silently working on something that I don't really want to discuss too much.
Is that the track?
Very, very
is that
good.
the track with the legend? Is that the legend?
The track with the legend is done. The track with the legend is done.
Okay.
Actually, no, I'm on Sea Lance is dropping an album. I'm on that.
Oh, dope, man. Sea Lance is hot, man. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And Al just got an album out. D-Rex putting an album out. That's like fam shit. And then, but yeah, I'm not gonna say quite yet who's it.
Okay.
But that song is done. I'm
That's
just waiting
sick.
for that album to
I'm
come
waiting
out.
to hear who that is. What's
when
going on?
that person
Yeah.
when that person drops the announcement of the album, that's when I'll share it because
Awesome, man.
it's not my business. He you know what I mean. So once that's out, then I'll talk about it.
Awesome, man.
It's-
Well, I'm looking
sick.
forward to
I'm
that
blessed.
drop.
Dope.
What's going on with Umbrella Inc?
yeah, me too.
Anything going on with Umbrella Inc?
Yeah, that's. I mean, we got
Look
a
at
video
me now.
dropping still here. Like, look at me now, still here. We dropped 4 singles. We have a
Yep.
video coming out like in May as well. Still here. That joint I did with Stevie, Young Stitch, Neeks
Okay.
Up North, my brother, and Freelance Flint, and myself. That video is coming out. This song's already out, but yeah, we have like 5-6 EPs that we're still sitting on. We might release them in NFTs. We might release them. I'm not sure. We're just navigating, but
Jeez.
we just cooked it. We have so much music. We have lots. Umbrella Inc. will be dropping more stuff for sure. But I think it's more so like we all have our individual things going, rap and not, businesses, whatever. So that'll be just sporadic little like blips out and about here and there of Umbrella Inc. So we're still making music. We still kick it every day. We're still in the studio every day working and tracking. But I just have so many projects and things going on. Freelance Flint has his own album coming out, 2 EPs he's sitting out. So it's like, it's always going to be like randomly, oh, boom, we dropped an Umbrella Inc. cut. Here it is. You know, I think it's more like that's the sporadic team that I roll with. So yeah that's what it is. Mm-hmm.
That's the dream, man. Being able to do what you love full time, right?
Yeah, that's the
dream.
goal, man. That's exactly it sounds like you're doing it, man. And yeah, bro, like we're looking forward to more music from you and for you to impact the scene out here. You know, and yeah, because there's a lot of people that talk about you out here and I bet on a global scale, man. So keep pushing because we want to see more stuff from you, man.
Dope.
It's coming. Lots. Like I said, last year, which oddly enough, everyone thinks last year, I only dropped 2 solo songs.
Yes.
Which is like, usually I drop 20 solo songs every year. And an album is the first year I didn't drop an EP or an album last year because, you know, COVID and I had some stuff happen in my personal life, whatever, that I was just like, I just needed to lay back and just take a little bit. I put out like 20 features with Umbrella Inc., this, that, so much crazy shit. And I worked on albums. I worked on a lot of projects. I just didn't put them out. But this year, like I said, Lions Eat Goats came out in February. Boom. Northwest Division album coming out. Then I got another album coming out after that. Bunch of videos and singles. So this year it's going to be all the work I did in 2020 that you didn't hear is all coming out this year. Yep. And then and I'm working just as much, if not more, this year already. So 2021 is going to be crazy 2022 is also going to be crazy. Like it's just going to be nonstop. So
that's dope, man. That's what we want to see, man.
Yeah, man.
That's what we
motivation,
do.
hustle, grind. Yeah, everything, man.
Well, it's dope having you on, man.
Appreciate you guys.
We appreciate your time. Thanks for joining us. Take care of that back,
Appreciate
man.
The ribs. Nurse those ribs, homie.
No, it's the back. It's the back of the ribs.
All that crowd surfing.
Yeah, I wish, bro. I wish. More like crowdfunding at this point. Crowdfunding.
Giving them ribs. They're taking ribs now, man.
Right? Well, I'm Alite. This is Queezi.
This is Queezi. And you
guys are awesome, man. I appreciate you.
Yo,
man. My name is junk.com. Follow me on all social medias. It's just at my name is junk everywhere, even on TikTok. I'm real funny on that one. Go check it out. And that's it. My name is junk.com for the merch. Blah, blah, blah. Love you guys. Thanks for checking me out. And thanks for having me on. I appreciate you.
On Point Podcast, y'all.
Bro.
Peace.
Yo, check it out, everybody. It's the On Point Podcast. I'm Queezi.
Salicha Alite. We just had a pretty dope conversation.
Yeah, man. We was talking to Junk,
Yeah.
or also known as My Name is Junk.
Mm-hmm.
And we talked hip-hop.
Yeah.
We talked politics. We talked social commentary.
Yeah.
We talked a little bit about history. What'd you think of him?
I think it's dope, man, because we talked about some of the good, the bad, and the uglies.
Yeah.
And I think he was pretty open about his place
Yeah.
and what he thinks. And any time an artist pays attention to the bars that they spit in a way that's meaningful to listeners, definitely gets
Oh, hell yeah.
some certification here.
He held up against us, man. So props to Junk, and
dope.
we look forward to having you on the show again. And
Yeah.
blessings, man, and fortune to you, brother.
Hell yeah.
Keep going.
Dude, this has been like a pretty crazy couple of weeks in hip hop.
Holy, man.
Yeah, we lost.
What
obviously,
is going on?
We lost an icon in DMX.
DMX.
And, we lost.
Rest in peace. Rest in paradise.
Yeah, we lost a Black Rob this past weekend, and probably one of the most iconic hip hop songs ever made.
Yep. Dee I'm hearing the beat in my head. It's not even in my headphones, but I'm hearing it, man.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Dropped his biggest hit in 2000, like whoa, and I think there was like 47 million remixes.
40, yeah. Part of the Bad Boy family.
Yes,
Yes.
And I remember we used to spit mad freestyles.
Oh hell yeah,
all the
that was
time, all
yeah,
the
dude.
time.
That one hot beat.
Yes,
I bet that beat's gonna come back up again, around again. You know,
Sure,
once again,
sure.
somebody gonna remix it.
Diddy's
do something with
gonna
it.
remix it.
Hell yeah.
Dance all over it. Yeah,
Dude, that's like dancing all over somebody's grave,
Okay,
man.
interesting how you
Fuck.
say that, because I saw a really interesting meme, and I honestly right now memes are getting me through
I
some
love
of this chaos.
memes, man.
So I saw this one meme, and it's a photo of the Bad Boy roster,
Okay.
and it's fucked up because there's a lot of dead people
Like
on
who?
Bad Boy,
Okay.
and a lot of people serving life in prison or long terms in prison. Yo, so Big's dead,
Okay, Biggie's dead, yeah.
right? Black Rob's dead.
Yep.
Shine served time in
Shine's,
prison.
is he still in jail?
No, he's out now.
He's out now, okay.
Loon spent almost a dozen years in prison.
Loon, yeah.
Right? Black Rob passed.
Oh, Loon. I was listening to Loon the other day. My son asked me, he's like, who's that? I go, that's Loon, man.
yeah.
He was hot.
Yeah. And then May spent time in prison. Like,
Oh.
so many people directly affiliated with Puff and Bad Boy.
But Puffy ain't in jail, though.
Well, he did go for a minute with the J-Lo gun charge.
Literally 1 minute.
1 minute.
1 minute in jail.
His foot touched the entrance of the prison. They're like, no, you got to go, Puff.
Go directly to jail and then out.
Yeah, so what is that? Is that a Bad Boy curse? Is that like just what is that's
Well, here you want to. You know what I want to. I think it stems from something much deeper than that.
Okay.
I think Diddy's involved in some shit. You know, and some people will say like it's real. Some people will say it's not. I think
Okay.
it has to do with like another realm, a spiritual realm, and this is just how it goes when you start delving into things and wanting fortune and wanting them, and you get them the wrong way. You know, it's gonna come back.
you think Diddy's taking some blood oaths
I think so.
behind
Hell yeah,
closed
man.
doors?
Well, what else could it be, man? How does like Biggie? That's all I gotta say, man. Biggie, like Biggie.
Diddy's kind of been untouchable.
Yeah.
His whole.
Well,
career.
he's either into some shit or he owes somebody some shit or he's more powerful than we think he is.
You know what's really funny? 50 Cent has a story from back in the day when he first got in, on how Puffy wanted to take him on a shopping trip.
Oh yeah, I heard about. I've saw this story that
Yeah.
50s tells.
50's like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Could call them homosexual.
Yes, I've seen lots of stories about him and some suspect shit. There's even this one interview we were talking about Kevin Hart earlier.
Yeah.
And there's a video with him, Kevin Hart, and there's one other cat in the video, and I can't remember who it is. It's somebody pretty big, and like Diddy's laying on the bed, and Kevin Hart walks in. He's like, "Hey, don't come around the bed, right?" You know, and it's like, okay. So you hear the stuff, okay?
Yeah.
You hear it in the music,
Yeah.
right? You read about it. You see it online. If you watch stuff, you see things, right? And so yeah, I think there's some undercover stuff going on, and this is people feeling the impact of that, and they may not have known that they were getting into this.
In this deal with the devil.
Yes, indirectly,
Diddy
Diddy, whatever, man.
got all these names and shit too.
Yeah, you know, it's really so knowing this, right? I find it really difficult to listen to the music.
Huh.
it's interesting. Like it's funny as the more and more. Well, here's the thing: we're in the age of enlightenment, right?
Hopefully.
You know, Aquarius, right? So it's like this is the artist's time to take over, right? No more oppression, no more control, right? Like it's time for to get back to community and and to love and like the things that have been withheld from us, right? Which is knowledge. So now that things are coming out with social media, with people speaking up, people not being afraid anymore, right? Because if somebody came and spoke out now and something happened to them, then hey man, like
There's some backlash.
yes, exactly.
Because it's seen. It's out there.
Yeah, so I think people aren't afraid anymore, and people want to expose it because too many people hold the world's wealth, right? It comes down to wealth and what you have and where you're at and stuff, right? And this is what society has come to, is that everybody thinks you have to have stuff to be someone, to be something, right?
Yeah.
And that's not what it's about. You can have stuff and you don't have to show it off. You don't have to be these things, right? But this is what we've been misled, is that this is how your status is defined.
Yeah, there's definitely too few with too much.
Yeah.
100%.
What, we got to pick up the phone?
He wants to pass his phone.
Oh, your phone. Okay. Sorry.
That's AC DJ behind the scenes.
Yeah. We're just getting heated, man. I almost punched him out, man. God damn. Because he's wearing a bad boy shirt. God damn.
Oh, right. It's so weird how we're talking about Diddy
Yeah.
and Bad Boy, and you're wearing the Bad Boy shirt.
Baby. Naughty baby. Angry baby. Anyways, let's get back to it.
Well, it's crazy because we look at this game and Black Rob's death. It's kind of a reminder how hip hop hasn't had a chance or doesn't take care of its heroes, right?
No.
And this goes into the financial, the economic, however you want to look at it, the physical maintenance of someone's body after 30 years of performing or whatever else they did. There's really no security blanket, no safety net for artists that perform hip hop music.
There's no hip MC pension.
Yeah, no
There's
pension.
no MC pension plan, no healthcare plan. And there should be.
Well, and the crazy thing is, dude, a lot of legacy artists can tour worldwide and make money.
Hell yeah.
Slick Rick can tour worldwide and make money. Big Daddy Kane. These guys can take their entire back catalog and just perform.
And just like
the Rolling Stones.
enlighten the world and benefit from it too, right? Which is what they deserve, man, because they're the forefathers, they're the foundation layers, the architects.
It's crazy because you see this happen in every other art form. Like, dude, Phil Collins performs till he's old, Aerosmith, Rolling Stones.
No.
All these bands in rock and pop music can perform till they're like 80.
Well, who wants to watch an old guy wearing baggy clothes bopping around on stage?
But you say that, but dude, people go to watch the Backstreet Boys. These guys got like beer guts now and stuff, and they're balding, and young girls still go watch these guys.
So what is it then? What is it about hip hop? Because we don't just see it at that level. We also see it at a smaller level, at an independent level too, right? There's not enough support. There's not enough recognition, respect for the culture, right?
Well, like even like Fife, for example, right, from Tribe. You're in a developed, what's supposed to be called a developed fucking country, and you die from diabetes.
Yeah. What was it? He got an infection.
It's unacceptable.
In his foot, and it spread, and he died
as a result of diabetes.
So what the hell is that bullshit, man?
And I know America's medical system is trash, but if he had the financial ability to take care of himself, he probably would have.
What about Mobb Deep?
Yeah,
sickle cell anemia? Come on, man. Oh, we having technical difficulties. I did that the other day. I did that the other day.
I'm so sorry, Mike.
Bro, I literally did the same thing the other day, man.
We only have the camera facing this way, unfortunately, so that'll be an unseen blooper.
We'll edit that out.
But yeah, so we talk about these guys that pass from these completely preventable deaths, stuff that never should have happened. Like Hollywood has SAG for its actors, right?
Screen Actors Guild, yeah,
and they get pension and they get royalties and medical dental coverage and all that other stuff that kind of keeps you alive when you're not working. And even if you have to pay into these things, the opportunity to be able to have this protection would really go a long way, because honestly, in a first world country, what's considered a first world country, no one should be dying from diabetes.
Hell no, definitely not like somebody who is a superstar too at one point in their life. I wouldn't think so, right? They would have more access, right? Or, be given some kind of whatever preferential treatment or something, right?
Well, and you say like, no one wants to see some of these older dudes bopping on stage, but when
I do.
When you look at the evolution of some of these guys, like Big Daddy Kane's a good example.
Yep.
He's an older man now. He still looks fresh as fuck.
Oh yeah, he's sharp.
He dresses
him
hella
on an
fresh,
interview
but
recently.
He kind of grew into his age nicely.
Yes.
Right? And a lot of these artists do. Like you still see Ice-T rocking out with Body Count,
Yep.
and he's a 60-year-old man.
Yep.
Talking about killing the police.
Yep.
Right. These kind of acts have lifetime of longevity.
They do. Because there's people out there, the people that were out there that listened to them in the beginning, they're still alive.
And still listen to them.
And we're still healthy.
Yeah.
So how come we're outliving these people, man?
Yeah,
when they were given more chance or more opportunity than us, man, it's ridiculous. Maybe they're hiding. Maybe they're about to come out with some secrets, and somebody planned it out.
Hey, man, because that's kind of what felt like having the left eye.
Well, it's crazy, right? It's like, again, right? So here's people that stand for something, right? I look back at some of the more recent deaths, right? Like I know like Kobe Bryant, he died all of a sudden out of nowhere, accident, tragic, but he was also doing a lot of stuff behind the scenes. And I believe, as much as some people say that he might have been involved in something else, I believe he was really about the people and unifying and bringing people together and empowering the black community, especially, through jobs, through education, through all of these things. So what is it, man? Is it people getting caught up in these behind the back handshake deals, golden handshake kind of things, whatever, and then this is the consequences to it.
So when you say that, what do you see in that? What do you see in the background? What force are you talking about? What are you seeing?
In what sense? Like
the one that's making these deals and contributing to these artists in the degeneration of the culture.
Well, I think there was at some point in time, people saw the direction of like how powerful hip hop music was, right? As it was with like punk and disco and all these things, right? Because if you think like first it was punk, then it was kind of disco, then it's hip hop. This is the transgression. This is the transformation, right? Of the music, right?
Yep.
And it was something that empowered people. And we talked about this in our interview with Junk, right? It was a way for people to speak out and stand up. And, I think people realize that. And you want to call it the 1% or whatever, right? This is real stuff, right? Go out there, read about it, educate yourself, like look it up for yourself. And you're up to you to decide what you want to believe, right?
Yeah.
But I think somebody realized at some point there was something to be done with this, which is not even about financial gain. That's the secondary thing, right? It was more about control. And controlling people, controlling the masses, and look at how powerful hip hop music is. Like, I don't want to call it hip hop because it's not hip hop, it's pop music, but the masses are listening to this music, right? And the messages that are out there, look at it, they're dumbing down our youth, they're emasculating our men, they're what are they exploiting our females? And is this like, I don't know if people see this or if it's just me, right? But I feel like the direction of the people is being led by somebody.
Yeah, I think we referenced this on a different episode. And one day we'll do like a real deep dive into this.
Yeah.
I remember there was an article around the time that NWA started to pop off, and there were deals made with record industry execs.
But we need to talk about this at
prison
some
officials,
point.
Prison officials, and some politicians that started to guide the way that hip hop was going to be manufactured and packaged, and the version of hip hop that you were going to see was going to be a violent gangster version of hip hop, which is why I don't want to say NWA was chosen, but the doors were opened up to allow a group like NWA to be successful. And it kind of changed the narrative for a while to what hip hop really was. And then it kind of let these powers that be start this prison to pipeline system from schools into prison. You can Google this. You can look it up yourself.
It's a lot of interesting stuff, and we only reading. We only know what we know, right?
We will get into a deep dive. The only reason we're not doing it today is because we already had a significant amount of time dedicated to the interview with Junk, which is going to be dope.
So I think there's lots to get back to the point of it. I think there's lots going on behind the scenes that we need to identify and uncover for people to understand how the music has been exploited and used, right? Where the culture has been lost now, right?
For sure.
And now it's there's people like us, there's people like Junk, there's other artists out there that are trying to maintain it and keep it so that because it's such a powerful tool to communicate to people. That's what I believe is the music's being really used for.
Yeah. But in the meantime, what we really have to kind of look at is what needs to happen within the hip hop community, within the hip hop industry, to make sure that we don't lose legends to avoidable illnesses, treatable, curable illnesses, and just things in life that, you know, are eventually going to happen. You're going to get sick. You know, shit's going to happen. You're going to be in a shitty situation. But you shouldn't have to be broke and homeless.
Education, man.
Especially if at one point you had music that was dominating the charts and generating millions of dollars. And even now, that song "Whoa" is probably making people that own the music
probably
money.
right now, man.
Yeah, and
right now as we speak, it's making money for somebody, man.
Yeah, but Black Rob died homeless.
Yeah,
that to me, that shit's unacceptable. No, it shouldn't happen.
It's bullshit.
And you know, it's one thing if people slip through the cracks, or you know, okay, yeah, he had addiction issues and he couldn't be helped. You know, there's things that get in the way of people's lives and, you know, being able for them to be able to be functioning people in society. But I see a trend of a lot of older hip hop artists that don't have means.
Well, yeah, and it's this is the way it is. Like there's no place for them anymore. There's no place for them anymore, man.
Even a dude like DMX,
there's no room.
Who had 5 back-to-back #1 albums. Dude, 5 back-to-back from his first album to his 5th album. All #1 albums. Yeah. He should never be
20 million, 30 million, 40 million, 50 million.
He should never be broke.
He should be making money, man.
Yeah.
His kids shouldn't be broke. Jay-Z and Beyonce shouldn't be having to buy his masters to give to his kids. He should have been owning his masters.
That wasn't
that shit. Yeah. Shit. You know, we got real facts on this show, man.
That's true. It's a cool story. And I mean, maybe Jay will do something to help the family because he's been doing a lot of cool shit for artists. But that specific story about Jay-Z and Beyonce buying that catalog, that didn't happen. But yeah, anyways,
need to hear about
they should be wealthy. These artists should be at least manageable, at least managing their lives until they die. Some kind of retirement, something. Like, you know, when Allen Iverson signed his massive deal with Reebok, they put a retainer in that said that he gets paid till essentially the day he dies.
Yeah.
But he doesn't start getting the money until he was like 50 or something like that.
Yeah.
So by the time he got to that age, he had this big safety net of money.
Yeah. Perfect.
And a lot of times these lawyers and
this is what it takes, right?
Yeah, that start signing these artists to these deals. They're just exploitative deals where they get a chunk of money up front, and then essentially they're trapped in like a 5-6 year contract where they can't do anything or generate any other money outside of what the label provides.
Exactly. And you're locked into this, and you have to do this, and say in 5 years, as a person, you change. You're gonna evolve, right? The way you think, the things that you're talking about, your message, right? And you're not allowed to, though.
Yeah.
You have to stay within this framework, right? Of what the contract is, right? So that's why, you know, I think these artists now, they've been disrespected and they've lost out on a lot of opportunity, right? Because people were taking advantage of them, using them, and taking like that instant, you know, kind of gratification from their rise in stardom, their rise to fame, and then not thinking about the future, right? Where you need people in people's lives to like, hey, no, we need to think about what's sustainable, right, for this person, right?
Yeah.
And how can we protect you for the future? Because that, like you said, it's ridiculous, man. With the resources, with the day and age, technology that we're in, the opportunity and the access to help. Yeah. Right.
And just the value of the music.
Yeah.
Dude, the music is so valuable. So much of this classic hip hop material is so valuable because they're all charting songs. They're known worldwide in every language. Like Bust a Move can be done in any country, almost anywhere in the world, and everybody will know the song.
Yep.
So I think it's doing a disservice to a lot of these. I hate even calling them legacy artists, but that's kind of what they are because they don't have the opportunity to put out new material because there's no traction on
not anymore,
careers,
man.
Right? So I think it's something to be said about the hip hop audience too that keeps these artists' music alive.
Yeah.
But the artists need to make them fucking money off the music.
Yeah. Hell yeah,
That's
man. If you especially if they were big. Yeah. Especially if they were big at one time, man.
Dude, De La Soul's being handcuffed by Tommy Boy from their entire catalog.
Still, man.
And De La Soul is like a legendary hip hop group.
Oh man, worldwide they have millions.
And they got cuffs on because of the labels being salty.
Bullshit, man. It's all about the money.
Well, we got to do what we got to do as independent artists.
Yeah.
As independent voices.
Keep speaking up.
As independent minds.
Keep preserving the culture. Keep fighting. Keep saying all those things. Keep making music. You know, hip hop music.
Hell yeah. Because that's what we do with the On Point podcast.
That's right, man. We keep it real.
All for hip hop.
That's right.
QUEEZI.
Elite.
On Point podcast, y'all.
We out ya.
Peace.